All right. Hello, everybody. We are back. I know you guys might have just seen me on the market open, but I'm back in your streams, in your feeds, in your subconscious, in your bathrooms when you're listening to me in the showers and all that stuff. I'm here. And we got to talk PayPal. PayPal is a very big event today. CEO Alex Chriss has promised to shock the world. And I think there's a variety. Oh, OMG. Hi, Kelly. Kelly, thank you for being here in the chat. Oh my goodness. Hi to you as well. Thank you for being here. PayPal CEO Alex Chriss has promised to shock the world. I've got 10 grand in PayPal. I know people in the chat have a decent amount of money in PayPal. PayPal is one of the companies that, in my opinion, is fundamentally not misunderstood by Wall Street, but the company has not performed enough for them to give the stock price a reason to be valued higher, even though it is ridiculously undervalued, being priced in at 0% growth till 2033 at $29 billion of revenue and $4.4 billion in free cash flow for the next 10 years. That's not going to happen. And if that's not going to happen, and PayPal is going to grow, maybe we hear something about Twitter today. Who knows? We definitely know someone in the chat who started that rumor about Twitter and PayPal, aka Kelly. In general, I think that they haven't given Wall Street enough of a reason to expect them to have massive growth. So if they just show a little bit of growth, that's all they need for there to be stock price appreciation. And that's what people are excited about when it comes to PayPal. The bull case on PayPal is that the stock has been priced for a dead company that has 428 million users, that is growing that is growing the average transactions per user by 13%, which means even if they're declining in users, the value of their users are getting better. They handle $3.8 billion of commerce a day. I'll say that again, $3.8 billion a day. 25% of the world's e-commerce runs through PayPal. That is not a dying company. That is a company that's just not showing that they can innovate and grow. And that's why this Investor Day is incredibly important, because it's going to prove to the market, hopefully, that they can grow. It should be starting in 3 minutes. We're just waiting for the link on PayPal. Oh, here it is right here. Wait, no, it's not here. They link to their YouTube channel, but I don't see the actual link. So like I'm on their YouTube channel. I'm assuming they're going to update it pretty soon. But it should be starting in just a couple of minutes. And then we're going to be talking and we're going to be live streaming the event and see what happens. But in general, the reason why people are excited is because most people think that the company has a lot of momentum. And the problem is the stock has not reflected the momentum based on the valuation. And today is the day to prove that the momentum is real and that it can actually play out. And so that's what we're looking at when it comes to PayPal. And we'll see what happens from there. Before we get into it, let's take a look at my PayPal position. So this is what I am riding on when it comes to PayPal. So I have $85, $125 call debit spreads, which means I'm betting the stock's at least 85 by January 2025. If it gets to 125, then the option does very well. Currently, I'm down 37% on that. So as you can see, the average price per contract is $5.99. Currently, the contract is worth $3.76. I'm betting the contract can be worth $40 if the stock goes to around 120-ish. I'll probably sell at the $100 range and like take my double if I can get that. If it gets to 125, I make 670%, which would be awesome. I don't know if it'll happen, but we'll see. That would be the exciting part. If we simulate my returns, I didn't say stimulate this time. I said simulate. Last time I said simulate. Yeah, last time I said stimulate, and you called me out on that because I'm thinking of stuff, but it's simulate. Let's say the stock goes to 100. This is why Robinhood's so cool. Let's say it goes to 100 by like September 22nd. Those would be my estimated returns. The contract will be worth $15.82. I paid $5.99 for it, so that's a 2x from there. Let's say it actually goes to 125, which is what I wanted to get to. If I hold it out till January 2025, the profits are around $52,000 because the contract would be worth close to $38, $39. I bought it at $5.99. That's a 6x from there. Now we'll see if that ends up playing out. If it gets to like 100 by the summer, so this is what, like July-ish, this is where I would sell. I would make 15 grand and I would be like, you know what, this is fine. I would want to take it from here. But all of this depends on what they're showing today. If they don't show something uniquely innovating today, then the stock's gonna have a tough time increasing their gross transaction margins, increasing their GMV, their gross merchandising volume. All that stuff needs to happen in order for it to work. Wow, we have 142 people on Twitter. Shout out to those that are watching on X. I've never had 142 people on X that are watching this. So shout out to you if you care about PayPal and you're on X. Please make sure you're following the account. We tweet about stocks, PayPal, all that stuff. And yeah, thank you for being here. Wow, seems like Seems like the X platform is very excited about PayPal. And it would be ironic if Kelly's right about this and X is actually collaborating with PayPal. That would be really cool, dude. If she's right about that rumor that, sent Twitter up into a frenzy, that would be very, very exciting to see. The idea is X is launching payments. They're collaborating with PayPal because payments, I don't think that's happening, but if they did, that would be cool. Okay, so on their YouTube channel, they don't have the video live yet. So I'm just showing you guys right here. I'm waiting till they launch it. If anyone has the link, let me know if I'm missing it, but I do not see the link at all on this. So it should probably be updated in like 30 seconds. It should go live. It's 12:30. And then we should be able to stream this. Sawyer Merritt fans on here. Dude, Sawyer Merritt, the biggest Tesla guy, 500,000 something followers. He quote tweeted me today. He tried to dunk on me. I dunked back. Now I'm Indian. I don't like beef because I respect the cow, but I'll get dirty if I need to, okay? If big boy account wants to comfort, because when a 500,000 follower account tries to dunk on you, you get a lot of shit in the comments. I fight back. Okay, I don't take that shit. I don't take that shit, dude. I fight back. By the way, I do eat cows, even though I'm Indian, so I'm not a good Indian. But all right, where's this event? Where is it? They said it's on their YouTube. I'm on their YouTube. Updating their Twitter. Don't have any link yet. So still waiting on it. Still waiting. PayPal's down. Oh, PayPal. Let me go to the stock price right now as well. Cruz said, bye, brought the curry out. Dude, this Sawyer Merritt dude really tried to come at my neck. He tried to dunk on me. I was like, nah, homie, we don't play like that. You're not about to dunk on me. You're not about to dunk like that. I'm about to fight back. I'm a fight back. Okay, PayPal is at, wow, it's selling off. Nasty 2% decline. Nasty 2% decline. Okay, here it is. Wait, did they just post a video? There's no way. There's no way this is not a live event and they posted a video. There's no way. Oh my God, guys. They posted a video. Oh my God, they posted a video. No, it's live. Where is it live? I just see a 17-minute video. Am I missing it? Please tell me I'm missing it and it's actually live. Please tell me this is a live event, dude. Please do not tell me this is a 17-minute video. Oh my God. Please, dude, please. There's no way. There's no way this is happening. There's no way this is happening. It's a fucking video. All right, we're going to play it, but I have a lot of things to say about why this is not being done live. Oh, this is not how you shock the world. You don't have some pre-planned video, or if you do have a pre-planned video, at least make it live like Apple does, even if it's pre-planned. You don't just post a fucking video on YouTube, dude. What the fudge is this? All right, well, let's get into the video. We're going to watch it. We'll talk right after and I'll analyze it. Here we go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to PayPal First Look. This is our exclusive preview of the most impactful innovations we're piloting and bringing to market this year. The innovations we believe will change commerce as we know it. At PayPal, we are on a mission to revolutionize commerce globally. PayPal handles transactions for nearly 400 million consumer accounts and 35 million merchants in more than 200 markets around the world. That's almost 25 billion transactions a year, about a quarter of the world's more than 6 trillion in e-commerce each year. But even more importantly, shoppers trust PayPal to power their payments. But now, the world is experiencing its next breakthrough in technology, the age of AI. The potential for businesses to leverage insights to acquire more customers, the opportunity for shoppers to get deeply personalized experiences like never before. This is a great time for PayPal to do what it does best and revolutionize commerce again. Today, I'm going to share with you 6 new innovations that we believe change the world of payments and commerce. So let's dive in, starting with an entirely new checkout experience. If you're a business owner, what's top of mind? You want that next sale. And let's face it, as consumers, we're all busy. Little interruptions like password prompts or lagging response times can disrupt our shopping. These snags can mean the difference between a sale and a lost customer. So we have massively accelerated the checkout process because that's what our customers expect. Just log in with your face or fingerprint, and in one tap, you are good to go. And this will reduce latency by as much as 50%. This will enable you to check out twice as fast, all with the same level of security and trust you've come to expect from us. But now, let's take it to the next level. Let's talk about improving the guest checkout experience. Often, shoppers don't sign in or sign up while browsing. And when they're ready to check out, they've got to find their password or update their credit card info or shipping address. It's a hassle. No wonder about half the time, as close as they are to making a purchase, they just quit. They ghost you. It's a frustrating gap for merchants. So we fixed this. We developed a new guest checkout experience that merchants using our platform can offer to their shoppers, allowing them to make a fast and painless purchase. We call it Fastlane by PayPal. It couldn't be simpler. Save your information with Fastlane to check out in as little as one tap. No username or password to remember. No personal info to update. No need to share a credit card with businesses all over the web. PayPal recognizes you. For consumers, it means a remarkably easier shopping process. For every business, large or small, with PayPal, it means more sales. We're piloting Fastlane by PayPal right now with a group of merchants, and we're simply astounded by the early results. Because we can recognize 70% of guests who are PayPal users or have shopped at a PayPal merchant, we can reduce checkout time by almost 40%. BigCommerce, one of our longtime partners, has already implemented Fastlane by PayPal, and their conversion is as high as 70%. And we're planning to bring the platform, this advantage, to our 35 million merchants around the world. But we're not done. Now, let's take it one step further and see how we're helping out merchants turn one-time shoppers into repeat shoppers. Merchants want to incentivize customers to come back, and consumers want to find the best deals. So we're eliminating the guesswork for both. When you shop with PayPal, we'll send a receipt that not only allows you to track your purchase, but also harness AI to predict what you may want next from that merchant. As a result, now merchants will be able to include this personalized recommendation along with a cashback reward offer on the receipt. This is a real game changer for businesses everywhere. It's called Smart Receipts. And here's the best part. The open rate for PayPal email receipts is already astonishing. About 45% of PayPal customers globally open their emailed receipts every day. Imagine what it could mean for tens of millions of merchants and hundreds of millions of customers to see timely, hyper-relevant recommendations and rewards in these receipts. It means millions of opportunities for merchants to re-engage directly with their customers, increasing the probability of repeat shopping and business growth. What's especially cool about these AI-powered suggestions is that we're doing something new at incredible scale. For businesses, our suggestions are based on what we know about your shoppers and their broader shopping habits, not just at your store, but through the scale of PayPal, we can also see across the web. Through personalized AI, we are giving each of our merchants the power of being one of the largest retailers in the world. But that's just the beginning of how we're using AI to reimagine commerce. We're also going to use our unique customer insights to build something brand new, a dynamic, truly personalized, advanced offers platform that we plan to roll out over the next few months that will change how people shop and how merchants engage with them every day. Today, when consumers shop online, their experience includes ads generated by what they've looked at or where they've browsed before. It can be irrelevant and frustrating. So we're going to revolutionize commerce advertising. With PayPal's new advanced offers platform, we're giving merchants the ability to reach customers based on what they've actually bought across the internet, down to the SKU, down to an individual product. This is specific merchant data from nearly $500 billion worth of merchant transactions globally. Our new platform can change everything because of the volume and diversity of this data and how we are leveraging AI capabilities to organize and analyze this information. It will allow merchants to customize offers like never before and only pay for performance, not impressions.
That one has me intrigued. We're going to watch that again later after the whole thing plays. That one has me a little intrigued. And the recommendation in your receipts, as corny as it is, I do open my receipts. And if I got a recommendation that was important, that's not bad. That's not horrible.
So, for example, if a customer has repeatedly bought beauty products and accessories over the last year, and they have favored a few specific high-end clothing retailers, our algorithms can take the information and now be able to make a personalized recommendation for a blouse from their favorite retailer and serve offers. We're providing relevant offers for every sized merchant. That's how you engage meaningfully with customers, new and old, and entice them to return. And that's how you grow your business. And if you're a PayPal consumer, it means you'll get more relevant offers and more opportunities to earn rewards. And we're building transparent, easy-to-use privacy controls. If a customer doesn't want their data shared with merchants to personalize their shopping experience, they can opt in or out. Your privacy, your choice. We want to provide our customers with more and more reasons to shop with PayPal. That's how we turn customers into loyal customers. And we're going to do this by solving some clear consumer problems. Today, too often consumers are just served top items from their largest merchants that can afford to buy the best search terms. They're unable to connect or find the smaller merchants around the world who desperately want them as customers. And to top it all off, money matters. Everyone is feeling the inflationary pinch and looking for ways to spend smarter, finding the best prices, the best deals, and how to save more money. That's why we're reinventing the PayPal app to give our loyal customers even more reasons to shop and pay with PayPal every day, by giving them incredible offers when they shop with the amazing brands they love. Here's how it works. Starting this quarter, the new PayPal app will give US-based customers access to hundreds of exciting, personalized cashback offers from top brands in the US. When you see an offer you like, you just tap on it. And when you shop with that business, the deal automatically applies when you check out with PayPal. One tap. It's that easy. This is PayPal CashPass. We use AI to organize the offers for you based on both how and where you shop. So it's personalized to you, and you can quickly find your favorites. Best of all, there's no limit to how much cash back you can get. Starting in March, we're planning to launch CashPass with an amazing set of launch partners. The brands we know our customers love and use every day. Now with PayPal, our customers will be able to get incredible cashback offers from Uber, Walmart, Best Buy, McDonald's, Ticketmaster, and eBay. And we're not stopping there, because with PayPal, you can stack your cashback to earn even more. So you get CashPass offers with 2, 3, 4, 5% and more cashback. And when you pay with your PayPal Cashback MasterCard, you get another 3% back on everything you buy with PayPal online. No restrictions, no limits. So let me give you an example. Samantha spends $200 for her groceries every week. Imagine if she taps a CashPass offer and gets $10 cash back on her weekly groceries for a year. And she uses her PayPal Cashback MasterCard in her PayPal wallet to pay for the groceries online, getting another 3% cash back. And then she puts all the cash back into the PayPal savings account and earns more on top. That all adds up to more than $800 cash back in her wallet for the year. And imagine if she does the same with all her other purchases every day. Today, we have millions of customers globally that use our network every month. And more will quickly discover the incredible value PayPal brings on everything they buy. And it's more money in their pocket when they need it the most. We couldn't be more excited because when you add it all up, these are the biggest changes to the PayPal app in a decade. Now, let me shift to the cultural phenomenon that is Venmo. Venmo is mentioned every 9 seconds on social media. Absolutely incredible. Venmo is where you treat those who matter most to brunch or dinner, or split the cost of sporting events or trips with them, where you pay your kid's babysitter or that artisan you bought a necklace from. It's an app that creates real-life community among our more than 90 million active Venmo accounts and our 3 million merchants with business profiles. If you're a small business, you rely on word of mouth, social media, and reviews on other sites for referrals. But it's hard to stand out on social, and one bad review, legit or not, can set your business back. And while everyone loves Venmo, it hasn't enabled small businesses to branch out and discover more ways to connect and grow through this powerful community. Until now. We are revolutionizing how businesses can use Venmo to be discovered like never before. Introducing our enhanced Venmo business profiles. We are offering an entirely new way to use Venmo to get on someone's radar and grow your business. First, we're adding a subscribe button wherever you appear in the feed. Now, every time a customer pays you, they're also giving you a chance to gain subscribers because their friends, neighbors, and the local community will see you. Second, we're going to enable small businesses to leverage this exposure to potential customers close by and offer them cashback deals in seconds. That's real-time marketing for your business on a hyper-local level. So let me give you an example.
This is not horrible, by the way. So far, this Venmo business stuff, Venmo is a cultural phenomenon. This is not too horrible. I got a lot of thoughts about this. I think this is actually kind of good.
We're thrilled to be starting our pilot in Seattle, where 3,500 micro businesses are using Venmo business profiles to promote themselves to thousands of consumers. These businesses will be able to amplify their reach in the feed with customer promotions, so consumers receive cash back in their balance to spend however they choose on Venmo. All of a sudden, Venmo is more than just a great way for local businesses to get paid. Now, it's also a powerful way to find new customers, drive new traffic, and grow your business. We're the only ones that can make this happen. No other mobile payment service has a social feed as active, useful, and personal as Venmo, all while giving customers easy-to-use privacy controls, just like PayPal. Your privacy, your choice. The potential here is simply incredible, and we're excited to roll this out nationwide throughout 2024. So, I've shared a lot with you today, and it's all going to be released throughout this year in the US and then globally. To summarize, we've shared our newest innovations, including a reimagined PayPal checkout experience that gives customers a 50% faster and delightful way to buy. Fastlane by PayPal, a dramatically faster and smarter guest checkout experience that reduces guest checkout completion time by nearly 40%. Smart Receipts, so customers get AI personalized recommendations that are hyper-relevant, and merchants can have more meaningful post-sale interactions. PayPal Advanced Offers platform for merchants to serve the most relevant, personalized, real-time offers to our massive consumer base in a way that gives them privacy and choice. A new consumer app that will give our loyal customers more reasons to shop with PayPal, with more rewards and more money in their pockets for the things they do every day. And Venmo's enhanced business profiles, the new growth platform for small businesses. Our team is fired up to get these new innovations in the hands of our customers. If you are ready to get started, visit paypal.com and let's go. PayPal has always brought the future of money to our consumers and merchants, and today marks the next revolution. And the best part, we're just getting started. I'll see you all soon.
At the end, I knew he was going to say we're just getting started. And in my head, I was like, please don't say it. Please don't. Please. He's like, and we're just, and I was like, don't say it, getting started. There it is. All right. Let's break this down. I've got some thoughts. Thank you all for being here. I am a PayPal shareholder. I have about $10,000 in the stock, not as much as some of you guys. It's a decent amount of money for me. Nonetheless, I feel the pain, as a lot of people are feeling the pain right now. PayPal, $60.48 fell to $59.40, $59.50. It's recovering a little bit, but it is down 4% on the day. So let's break down my thoughts on this. And let's discuss. First of all, let's talk about the live versus being pre-recorded. It's not that it's a big deal that it's pre-recorded and it's not live, and we'll get to all the comments in the chat as well. The problem is when you say you're going to shock the world, forget about the actual announcements. I'm expecting a Silicon Valley, Apple type of press conference. I'm not saying they're, they're not showing off an iPhone or something, but when your stock's in the gutter and it's at 2014 levels, and investor sentiment is gone when the only one who had a $118 price target reduces you to $66 a week before you say you're going to shock the world. Well, people do want to be shocked, right? People actually want to get shocked. And in my opinion, it was a good video, and I think there's actually some merit to it. We're going to talk about that. I think there's actually some good stuff, but that not being live and not having a bunch of journalists there and not having people excited. I mean, they could have invited so many merchant industry people. They could have invited so many vendors. There's so many. They could have invited advertising partners. There's a way they could have spent $4 or $5 million, which would have been nothing to PayPal, and set up a nice little event in San Francisco and made it a bigger deal, and actually had an hour-long little conference of they had said 3,500 businesses in Seattle have tried out Venmo business. Bring 5 of them. Let them give a little bit of a keynote. Give them $100,000 to be like, hey, can you talk about that? Like, I do think, as from a presentation perspective, this could have been significantly better, and shareholders would at least been a little bit more excited that the company was trying to do so much. Nonetheless, I don't think that is the biggest concern I had with this event. And, I might be a little emotional about it, but that's not a big deal. The broader deal is what's actually happening in the event. And so let's go and let's talk about that. Okay, so let's break this down in terms of the most important things. First, let's start off with the smaller things, and then we'll get to the bigger things. Logging out and checking out with your Face ID or finger. And Alex Chris's argument that this would reduce latency by 50%. It would be easier for consumers, and it would allow guest checkouts to be easier as well. I mean, look, it's not the biggest deal of this announcement. I do think it is important, though, because I have tried to check out with PayPal before, and it is a little bit of a hassle. It's like, they're like, hey, can we text you this code? And I'm like, guys, I use PayPal every day. You should have you shouldn't need this code. You shouldn't need this. I know you're trying to do fraud mitigation, all this stuff, but this is kind of ridiculous. You should know that if I want to buy this thing and I'm using this merchant, that you guys don't need all this information from me. I'm hoping that the reduction in latency actually creates a framework that facilitates PayPal to understand via AI or whatever you want to call it, that if a certain person is using this product in a certain way, they don't need to constantly badger them for certain types of information, which goes back to maybe Face ID and Touch ID and things of that nature actually as an integrated checkout. The reason why Apple Pay works so well, and why I definitely use Apple Pay every day when I'm buying stuff here and there, is because it's just 2 seconds and you just look at it and then you're done, right? And so for PayPal to compete on that perspective on the merchant checkout side, not if someone's buying a soda from a local store, but if they're buying $300 worth of clothes, that needs to be a lot more integrated and a lot more effective, especially if people want to use PayPal, but they don't want to have to go through the hassle of getting some code in their phone and then texting it and all that stuff. That would be super annoying. So from that perspective, I think the guest checkout and the reduction in latency is a good idea. I don't think it's shocking the world by any sense of the imagination, but it's definitely nothing that's bad. PayPal right now, again, $59.93, falling about 4.85% of the day. I do think this is an overreaction to the stock. Let me just make that very clear. Stock price falling this much is a bit stupid. I mean, they didn't say anything that definitely justified a 5% reduction, even if they didn't say anything that warranted a 5% appreciation to the stock. But I don't think there's a need for a reduction. I think the street's just being stupid right now. Okay, so that's the guest checkout stuff. Then we have their recommendations and receipts. So smart receipts. Let's talk about this. I actually like this idea. I really like this. I don't think this is a horrible idea. Amit, there's a second video. Hold on, let me pull that up real quick. Is there actually a second video? Let's go to their thing. Well, it's a 2-minute video. Okay, we'll watch that after. That's like an example. So that example they posted for 2 minutes, I wish they did that as a keynote. That would have been cooler. But okay, so smart receipts. Why is that cool? I check my receipts pretty often. You know, if I buy something from a platform, I think I bought something the other day, some subscription. I went into my receipts. I looked at the invoice. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know if you're necessarily in the mood to buy things when you're looking at your receipt. I mean, usually you're looking at your receipt just to like have a confirmation that you paid for something. And I mean, he did say it's very popular for people to look at their PayPal receipts. If in that moment they can capture attention, again, this is just a game of capturing people's attention. And that's why I think the Venmo thing is actually pretty smart. And we'll talk about that. If you can capture someone's attention in that receipt and give them a hyper personalized offer, it's not an innovation. It's not new. It's one of the first times I'm hearing of receipt based recommendations, but I'm sure these have existed all throughout, you know, the internet on different platforms where you buy something and then say, hey, it's like, do you want to buy? It's like, it's buying gum when you're checking out at a grocery store, or buying, you know, a Kit Kat. It's like, it's there right before you're about to check out. So you take it before you leave. I think it could be a decent idea, and I think it could create some growth. I don't know if it substantially either increases transaction margins or checkouts for merchants. I think it can increase checkouts for merchants and or reduce average order volume, AOV, for merchants. I don't know if it's something that increases super big top line growth. At least not for smart receipts. Let's look at their second video. It's 2 minutes. Let's get a little bit on that, and then I'll keep talking about all the other stuff they announced. But let's take a look at that video as well.
When I came into BigCommerce, we were a small business only platform, had grown to second biggest in the world. We count many of the world's largest businesses and even 50,000 small, medium ones among our customer base. BigCommerce works with more than 60 payment providers around the world, but PayPal is our single biggest partner in terms of merchant volume and merchant adoption. From our standpoint at BigCommerce, it is essential that our out-of-the-box first recommended solution can do onboarding the way PayPal can.
Constant innovation and building and designing products between PayPal and BigCommerce's partnership is very key. Merchants, brands, and retailers need to have a supreme checkout experience. So the combination of PayPal and BigCommerce brings that experience to light with a seamless, smooth, efficient checkout. PayPal is a global leader in payments. Having PayPal as a branded checkout is essential for BigCommerce merchants.
PayPal's global brand and reach are a key part of how BigCommerce scales internationally. That scale is what helps customers increase conversion on their site.
The benefit of PayPal's two-sided network is extraordinary when it comes to payments conversion for our merchants at BigCommerce. The top two things merchants want are higher checkout conversion and lower costs. A typical checkout conversion rate in e-commerce is 40 to 45%. PayPal plus BigCommerce for enterprise merchants averages 62%. Early results from PayPal Accelerated Checkout are nothing short of spectacular for BigCommerce. Beta customers using Accelerated Checkout are seeing averages as high as 70%. With PayPal powering the payments, it's the highest converting checkout in e-commerce. I think it is by far the best checkout in the world and what everybody should be using.
Okay. As Sean says, was that an ad for BigCommerce? That was, I mean, I get why they picked BigCommerce as their partner here, but I would have highlighted the small businesses, dude. Like, I would have picked the Seattle businesses. If you said 3,500 Seattle businesses are using PayPal and Venmo, I would have looked. No one gives a shit about BigCommerce, quite frankly. No one cares. Like, who the hell cares about BigCommerce? I want to know about small businesses that are mom and pop shops. PayPal now down 5.36%. All right, we'll get back to my thoughts. That video was not interesting to me, guys. That video was, I don't know if anyone thought that was cool. I mean, all they said was PayPal's cool at checkouts, and they used the big corporation to. All right, that wasn't that wasn't too fun. Yeah, local, man. If you're trying to convince us this is the next leg of growth for the company. I also agree with someone else. This is cringe, but it's not like it's reducing shareholder value. It's just, Chris maybe made the wrong choice of words last week when he said shock the world. I mean, that's a bold statement to do. You can't really say that and then deliver some big corporation saying, hey, check out what PayPal's also like, yeah, it's like, all right. So recommendation receipts, finishing my thoughts on that. I think it's a good idea. I don't think it's innovative. I don't think it's unique, but it's something that PayPal should have had. And that's my general thoughts about this event is a lot of this stuff felt like it should have already been implemented. Like some of the stuff we're about to talk about, I was like, how do they not have this stuff? And so it kind of felt like, well, I get that they haven't been innovating for a while, but this is egregious. Some of the stuff they didn't have. So, I mean, from that perspective, recommendations and receipts was fine, but it's not the big deal in the world. Okay, let's talk about Advanced Offers platform. So this, to me, is their advertising platform, essentially. And their advertising platform is rooted in how can we create a sort of dual-sided marketplace, and that dual-sided marketplace meaningfully connecting consumers back and forth to be able to pick the different things that they want to be able to consume. That allows AI-based recommendations for consumers to get updates or ideas of what they could buy. And for merchants, it should theoretically increase your customer checkout. I want to just quickly play what he said again about this just to get a better understanding of it. And then I'll give my thoughts because I think all of us can get a refresh on what exactly their advanced, what do they call it? Advanced Offers platform is. All right, so let's take a look at this for 2 minutes.
It will allow merchants to customize offers like never before and only pay for performance, not impressions.
It's a little bit back there. Let me go a little back.
We can also see across the web through truly personalized Advanced Offers platform that we plan to roll out over the next few months that will change how people shop and how merchants engage with them every day. Today, when consumers shop online, their experience includes ads generated by what they've looked at or where they've browsed before. It can be irrelevant and frustrating. So we're going to revolutionize commerce advertising.
Now that's a big claim because yes, ads can be irrelevant, but are they going to do ads better than Instagram? And Instagram has crappy ads, but I mean, Facebook prints like $40 billion a quarter off their ads because at the end of the day, they work. So that's a big claim saying that consumers will get better targeted advertising for products they want to buy by PayPal versus Instagram. I know PayPal has maybe better data than Instagram, but I don't know if that converts to better targeted ads.
With PayPal's new Advanced Offers platform, we're giving merchants the ability to reach customers based on what they've actually bought across the internet, down to the SKU, down to an individual product. This is specific merchant data from nearly $500 billion worth of merchant transactions globally. Our new platform can change everything because of the volume and diversity of this data and how we are leveraging AI capabilities.
So that app right there, you guys saw that? That's what I wanted to confirm. This right here. So this is their new consumer app I believe they're launching. That's why at the end he said we're launching a new consumer app. So I'm assuming you're going to be able to open an app, and let me know if anyone disagrees with this in the chat or your opinions. And on that app, it's going to be a PayPal shop app, I guess, or whatever. Or maybe they integrate this into PayPal itself. I don't know what it looks like. But it's going to be some product for consumers where you can scroll through a feed. And in that feed, you have the best recommendations in the world, theoretically. Because if you're a power user of PayPal and you buy, your books from PayPal, then they can give you better book recommendations or something like that. That is the core selling point of this.
This data and how we are leveraging AI capabilities to organize and analyze this information. It will allow merchants to customize offers like never before and only pay for performance, not impressions.
Okay, pay for performance, not impressions is cool, but I am a little confused because is that Amazon? Namir says it's a digitized voucher app. I have heard of digitized voucher apps. So like Honey, for example, is kind of like that. But I think PayPal, if I'm not wrong, they bought Honey a while ago, which is also why I'm kind of confused of how they're setting this up. PayPal now at $60.05. But yeah, it just seems like the Shop app from Shopify as well. It seems like they're aggregating a ton of merchants and their products, centralizing them and amalgamating them in one place, and then using AI and data advantages that are proprietary to PayPal to be able to recommend you things to buy. I mean, first of all, I'm confused on how the merchants and how their partners would feel like that. Like, how would Shopify feel that PayPal's kind of building a theoretical competitor to them? Now, I know Shopify is building a competitor to PayPal with Shopify Pay. So I guess it's no holds bar and like they're just all going at it. But it is a little weird that they're kind of going into this world. This is interesting. It's not that this is bad. I just like, if realistically the 900 people here, ask yourself, are you going to open up a PayPal oriented app? I mean, guys, we most of us mainly open 4 to 5 apps a day on our phones. It's so hard to download a new app and then meaningfully use it. Trust me, I know it's very difficult to get people to open a new product every day. And so like the idea that I would replace my shopping habits from Shopify or Amazon and use PayPal as an integrator. And I use PayPal a lot. I transact with people across the world. Like, I do use PayPal a lot. I would say I'm a power user of PayPal. I don't know if I'm buying stuff through the PayPal app. I mean, we'll see what happens when it rolls out. I'm sure there's millions of people that would, but is it enough to move the transaction margins from a shareholder perspective? That's really what I think we have to care about. That's really what I think we would have to, we would have to care about. And we would have to see. So James says, no, I'm not opening up a PayPal app. Yeah. Okay. So I think a lot of people's, it's hard to hear. Yannick says, why all the negativity? He says it's a transition year. Just let it play out and decide after. Yeah, look, I'm not trying to be negative. Let me make it very clear. I'm a PayPal shareholder. I'm not selling my shares. I'm happy to give the company a couple quarters to execute, but this is one of those things where he said shock the world. So the only reason it may sound a little negative from my perspective is because I was expecting, first of all, a live event. I was expecting an actual event with people and press and journalists and all that stuff. So that already threw me off. But I was just expecting more in terms of what they were going to be able to do. Nonetheless, I don't think these are bad things. And I think these are net good. They're not net bad, which is why I think the stock selling off is kind of stupid right now. Okay, CashPash. So this idea of cashback, let's talk about that. I think it definitely shocked the world. I think it's important. I think cashback is important. I saw some people in the chat say that in Europe, you have like no conception of cashback, or it just doesn't exist in your credit card system, or there's not that much of it. So I'm sympathetic to that. In the United States, we have a lot of platforms that give cashback. I mean, pretty much anything you use has some form of cashback. But PayPal is a global company. 25% of e-commerce is on PayPal. 428 million accounts use PayPal. So there are certainly accounts all across the world that are not getting that 5 or 6% cashback that a Discover or a Visa or a XYZ can provide you. And to those people, that seems like it would be A, relevant. B, it would help with retention. C, as Rango says in the chat, it would probably help reduce customer acquisition costs as well. And the average lifetime value of that customer would be stickier just because you're giving them cash back. So they're continuously using the product to get more rewards on that cash back. And it seems like it would help them get, the final point, more data to be able to see, okay, you got cash back from Dunkin' Donuts, and then you shopped at Dunkin' Donuts. Maybe like you like coffee brands, and so like we could recommend you different stuff. And then boom, the network effects of their data start to continue to scale. So I like the cashback idea. I don't think it's bad. Arnie, he's in Italy. He says confirmed cashback not very spread in the EU. Yeah, like that is something from a Western perspective, American perspective, I have to definitely catch my bias there, because if cashback is not something that is prevalent across the world, and PayPal has 400 million people, there's definitely room for other people to be excited in the context of what cashback looks like. Benji says cashback will definitely attract new customers. John says cashback is the way to go. I use my credit card just to get the cashback and pay it off before statement. LOL, I make money on spend. It does seem like that is a really good feature, and it's a question of who they're going to be able to expand it to. Sean says loyalty programs all offer cashback and user data. Yeah, I agree with that. So like in the United States, or North America, maybe the highest paying customers where your ARPU is the best is not going to benefit as much from cashback because we have so many other cashback services. Whereas across the world where your ARPU is much lower for some of these customers, they will get cashback, but that's not going to meaningfully increase, the margins that we want to see in the overall PayPal business. But it doesn't look like that's a horrible thing at all. It's definitely not a bad thing, in my opinion. It seems like it's definitely meaningful. Okay, so that's that. We talked about revolutionizing commerce advertising. He said the word revolutionizing a lot. That was a little cringe, but he did say that a lot. The advanced orders platform, recommendation receipts, reducing checkout, which all of these things I think are important, even if they're not super innovative. And then cashback, which is ultimately good for the end consumer. Final thing they talked about, which is probably the most important thing in my opinion, is Venmo. I think the Venmo thing was actually really important. I think the Venmo business profiles are really cool. So Venmo, before I get into it, I think the moat of a tech company is if they're able to create a dual-sided marketplace and connect two different parts of the marketplace to symbiotically have a relationship that is meaningful enough to create value. At the end of the day, building a marketplace is one of the hardest things to do in the world. YouTube, DoorDash, Uber, Netflix, Spotify, these companies have become multi-billion-dollar companies, and some of them multi-hundred-billion-dollar companies, because they figured out how to get person A and person B to connect together in one platform, and then all of the value accrues to the centralized platform. So YouTube right here, I'm the creator, someone might be the consumer, and I'm the consumer for plenty of other creators, right? So that symbiotic relationship between consumers and creators interacting with each other creates the network effects that makes YouTube so powerful, and then there's a massive advertising business underneath that. Most of these dual-sided networks, these dual-sided marketplaces are benefit from network effects, meaning that every user that joins the network residually makes the network better for everyone else. So creators that join the network add more content to YouTube. Consumers that join the network add more people for creators to be able to get to view their videos. They primarily use advertising as their core metric, or sorry, not their core metric, but their core, I don't want to say business plan, but one of their core value propositions to make the network like valuable at the end of the day. Almost all of these business models, unless they have a subscription, and Netflix even switched to advertising because they realized not everyone wanted to pay the subscription, it is an exchange of attention. That exchange of attention is so incredibly important. I say all of that to say Venmo has transactions, as Alex Chriss said, every 9 seconds. Right? You have millions and millions of transactions happening, all popping on the social feeds. And you've got a really nice dual-sided marketplace of just people paying each other back and forth. And there's a lot of attention on that feed. Now, I personally, and I don't know about you guys, I have not scrolled my Venmo feed like in years. Like actually scrolled, right? Like I pay people through Venmo probably like every month. I pay a couple of people on Venmo, but I've never like actually scrolled through the feed. If they can make that feed scrollable, meaning that feed becomes, like Instagram. You're scrolling Instagram because you want to see content. You're scrolling Twitter because you want to see content. Maybe there's some way you're scrolling Venmo because you're interested in some type of content, whether it's your friends or whatever. I don't know how they make it that scrollable, but the businesses that get exposure via Venmo profiles because they have millions and millions of people constantly scrolling through it, that's exciting. Like Zelle is used more than Venmo, to my understanding, but Zelle is not an integrated network that has this social component to it. It's just like a tool that all the big banks use, and it's a very effective tool. Sometimes they're like really annoying when you try to send money, but it's not like an integrated network. You can't scroll a Zelle feed. Venmo is. That's why PayPal bought Venmo in the first place. Venmo businesses, to me, makes a lot of sense because here's where the big bull case is. If you're a local coffee shop in Seattle and you, instead of saying, hey, follow me on Instagram, you say, follow me on Venmo. Or you say, hey, you get a free muffin today if you pay us with Venmo. Like there are little tips and tricks, I think, for those businesses to generate more data on their consumers, for them to be able to get more exposure than you posting on your Instagram story. Because if you transact on Venmo, maybe there's more people that see that transaction on Venmo. Maybe, and this is a really wild story, people post pictures of what they're buying on Venmo. I know that's sort of super out there, but just imagine like that would actually be some real innovation. I think if Alex Chriss tried to come up with an idea like that. If Venmo is a socially integrated network and there's more businesses getting more exposure, that is a way for businesses to get some momentum. I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. And I really wish if they rolled it out to 3,500 businesses that they actually showed that on the event today. And I was sad that they didn't show that on the event. Perry Shelton says Venmo is now allowing 75% of small businesses to advertise their coupons and cashback options directly to the customers at no cost in ad spend unless it works. Most small businesses use cash apps. That's a great idea. That makes a lot of sense because also Venmo businesses then mean if we're talking about cost per performance, not impressions, that means if I'm a business, I can say, hey PayPal, hey Venmo, here's my coupons for like 50% off this muffin at this coffee store. Show it to as many people as possible, and only if people use the coupon, which we will easily be able to tell, then I will pay for the advertisement that you guys were able to do. I mean, that is definitely a very, that's more advertising revenue, I would imagine, for PayPal, more data that PayPal is getting. And then it's just making the network more powerful because if you keep getting these coupons through Venmo and buying through Venmo, then Venmo just keeps being relevant in people's lives. Square definitely offers these as a comparison to an extent. I know, Cash App has a bunch of, I remember scrolling through Cash App. There are a bunch of little personalized cashback recommendations in my Cash App as well. So I'm not saying this is innovative. Cash App definitely does it. My Bank of America, recommends me like 5% off my next Dunkin' Donuts order. Like this stuff is not new, but it's important that PayPal has this because they haven't had this ever, I guess, or they're not in a meaningful way. And so I wish they updated that. Jesse, our good friend of the channel, he's buying more PayPal. He just tweeted that right now. He bought 500. He bought an extra 200 contracts. Oh my. Okay. Well, guys, do not follow anyone. You got to do your own due diligence, but this is someone who's a friend of the channel. He had 300 PayPal contracts for $140 call options January 2025. He bought another 200 today. All right. Well, Jesse's bullish. He liked the event. Now, look, was the event so bad that the stock can't get back to, $85, $90 in the next year? I don't think so. I think that's given the valuation right now and the fact that I think they have another 1.2 billion in buybacks to do. They grow at closer to 10%. They guided for 8%. Transaction margins go from 45% to 48%, which is a 3% increase. That's asking for a lot, but if they figure out how to do that, and these innovations actually start implementing themselves throughout, the ecosystem, I don't think PayPal's still the worst buy. Ultimately you have to make your own decision. I don't know if I'm going to buy more yet. I mean, my options are wrecked today, so we'll see what happens. But I definitely am not upset by anything I saw today. I don't think anyone is upset. I think we're all upset by the fact that it wasn't shocking the world. Which, granted, I mean, if we're realistic, how much was a payments app going to shock the world? Okay, like I think I even mentioned this on a bunch of streams. I'm like, guys, I'm excited for this event because he's whispering sweet nothings into my ear right now, but I don't know how a payments app is going to shock the world. Now, granted, I think we all predicted what would happen. There would be some type of marketplace that AI enables big data leveraging to create a proprietary advantage that allows people to have easier checkouts, buy things they want to buy, and merchants have better conversion rates. That's it. That's the event summed up in one sentence. Now that has to play out. Now that thesis has to happen. They're probably going to take at least 2 quarters for this. It's not going to happen in the recent results. So probably by end of August, we're going to see in the next 7 months, because that's 2 quarters, kind of how it has affected the business. And by end of August, that's when we have to know if it actually played out. Kelly says X partnership would have been shocking. That's true. If they partnered with X, that would have been very shocking. I didn't expect they would do that, but if they did, that would have been pretty interesting to see. At least the shock the world got everybody's attention. Yeah, and look, I would have been fine. I would have been A-okay if he said shock the world and they did a live event. I'm not selling. Guys, there's no reason to sell. In my opinion, there's no reason to sell. This is all good stuff. The presentation was kind of iffy, but it's all good stuff. It's not like I expected them to solve world hunger today at all. I expected what I saw today. I just hated the way they presented it. That there was an echo in the video, for goodness sakes. He was in this big glass ceiling room. Like, there's an echo, dude. You couldn't get your audio guys to there's AI tools nowadays. You can get rid of the echo. It's not that hard, right? Like, I know PayPal's just discovered what AI is because for the first time, right? Because but like, there is AI audio editing. Like, you can do that stuff. But no, my biggest beef today was the presentation. I think the presentation was horrible. I'm a big presentation guy. I did debate in high school. I was the 7th best debater in the United States of America in 2016. I was the 3rd best public speaker in Europe in 2015. So I really do care about the presentation. I've done thousands and thousands of public speeches. And when you're doing a presentation, when you're getting people excited, I mean, I'm giving a presentation right now, right? I do a live stream every day in the morning and in the afternoon. Like, when you're doing these presentations, you have to not only keep people's attention, but you have to be able to present ideas and arguments in a way that provokes some level of emotion. And that's what Apple is so good at. They're able to get you to feel something when they show off their products. They have to talk about the business side. They have to make sure shareholders understand it. They have to make sure the developers, the technical people understand the vision. But at the end of the day, their core customer is me and you that is going to spend, $1,100 on this iPad Pro, right? Like, why am I going to do that? Because I feel something when I use the product. And really the presentation of how they make you feel is what gets people to ultimately spend. And I think today, all PayPal had to do was set up a nice little event, get probably like 10 or 15 small businesses. It could have even been like 4 or 5 small businesses that have been using checkout, Fastlane, consumers that have been using CashPash, the advanced orders platform. I mean, they've been using this for the past 6 months in the beta testing. Just invite them on, tell them to talk about it, and give them a ton of exposure for their business. I mean, dude, the amount of brownie points PayPal would get if they had a live event for millions of people and they were giving a small local coffee shop, some expo. I mean, it would have been incredible in my opinion. And I think the sentiment of, he said he was going to shock the world. They only introduced like AI checkouts, that wouldn't have existed if they had a better presentation, in my opinion. Yeah, like Palantir had an AI PCon, right? Like a FoundryCon. Like this is what I think you need to be able to do. He could have done a fireside live event with local entrepreneurs. Dude, there's so many ways. And look, maybe they're going to do this stuff in the future. But PayPal needs to get serious about content. Because if for anyone who works at PayPal, or maybe the PayPal CEO is watching right now, who knows? There could be a chance he's definitely keeping up with this. He was responding to a bunch of people on Twitter the other day, so he keeps up on social. You guys have the attention of the retail investing community. Let me just say that. There are hundreds of thousands of people that are excited about your stock because of the valuation. If you guys want us to get even more excited about the stock, put out content. Put out engaging content. Like if I was Alex Chriss, I would host a podcast every single week with local businesses that are using PayPal. Hell, I would do it five times a week. It takes an hour of your time. And I know as a CEO of a $1 billion company, an hour is worth a lot. But if for an hour, you could just have a 25-minute conversation with an entrepreneur that's using PayPal and just get them to blabber about how awesome PayPal is, and you post that 5 times a week. I mean, dude, 25 minutes, and that the amount of exposure you would get by the retail investing community that wants to know how people are using PayPal, because everyone says PayPal is a dead company, and then you're interviewing all these people that are using PayPal. I think that'd be a hell of an idea. And you can steal that idea for free. You don't even have to. I won't send you the invoice for consulting. You can take that idea for free, Mr. Alex Chriss. But like, why aren't they doing that? Why aren't they fucking doing that, dude? That is something they absolutely need to be doing. If you have the retail investing community on your side and people want to buy your stock because theoretically, the institutional investors are undermining the stock and retail investors are more excited about it. You guys obviously see the videos and Twitter, you post about PayPal on Twitter, people care. You post about PayPal on YouTube, people care. This is a golden opportunity for them to capitalize on that. And I think many times companies, they forget that there is a world out there that actually follows their stock, even if it's not the fucking JP Morgans of the world. Like, screw JP Morgan, dude. There's other people that have a little bit more influence that actually care about your stock. You got to cater to them. You gotta cater to them. Kelly says that's a fantastic idea. Ask the CEO to hire you to sponsor. I mean, I think it would be cool. I think it would be really, really cool if they do something like that. Perry says, Amit, you can't compare Apple to PayPal. One makes a product you can touch and feel. The other creates a better checkout process and cashback. Not a fair comparison. I agree. And I was not expecting them to announce the iPad Pro. I was expecting them, when he said to shock the world, and they hyped up this event and they said, hey, we have 6 major innovations. I was expecting a live event in a beautiful part of Mountain View, a real Silicon Valley event. PayPal's a tech company, right? We want to give it a tech multiple because right now it's not getting any real multiple. If you want a tech multiple and you're a tech company, go to the mecca of tech, which is Silicon Valley, set up a shop in Mountain View, invite thousands of journalists from TechCrunch and Mashable and all these places, and get them to pump out the content on this innovative event that you have to describe. Also, I mean, the other thing is Alex Chriss did not sound that excited during the presentation. I think he needed a little bit of public speaking coaching in terms of how to feel excited about this product. I think he was more so reading off a script, and that's the problem when you do these stupid live pre-recorded videos. When you're reading off a script, it's not genuine, it's not authentic. I mean, no one believes this corporate bullshit, dude. No one. We're getting too smart. Consumers are just too smart nowadays. No one gives a fuck. We need real authenticity. You're fighting for consumers' attention, which is the most competitive thing in the world. And you're fighting it against Cash App, which is, by the way, the #1 app on the App Store. Okay. You're fighting for it against, Zelle, all these regular payment apps that are integrated into the banks we use. You got to really fight for it. And you got to have passion and excitement, and you got to be able to do it. PayPal right now is #3. These are the top apps on the finance charts on iOS. PayPal and Venmo are #3 and #4. Cash App is #2 today. TurboTax actually #1. So PayPal's not a dead company. They own PayPal and Venmo. They're #3 and they're #4. Obviously, people use their products. It's a question of getting people more engaged to care about your products. He doesn't sound exciting because he had nothing to sell. I think he had a lot to sell. And maybe this is just my competitive debate background, but there is always an argument to make. When I'm doing the market open streams and we're talking about Tesla earnings, I'm selling my perspective on Tesla. You're always selling something, right? But it's the amount of vigor and energy you put into that, especially when you have hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions of investors that are actually excited about what you're trying to sell. Rex Finance says, sadly, his words were misrepresented. His actual quote was, I love being an underdog. I will take all that feedback and we will shock the world. I don't think the misrepresentation matters, Rex. I think perception is reality at the end of the day. If you're a PayPal CEO And after 2 days after your CNBC interview, which by the way, that interview I think got 200,000 views on YouTube alone, right? And what average CNBC video gets like 2,000 views. Well, you need to, 178,000 views. You need to work with your PR team. You need to monitor Twitter. And we know you're monitoring Twitter because you're responding to everybody's tweets. And you need to say, hey, what's the general sentiment before this big ass event we have coming up? Oh, everyone thinks that I said we're going to shock the world, even though I didn't really say that, but it sounded like I said that. Well, if that's the narrative, guess what? We got to play into that narrative. Either we push back against the narrative, which would just be stupid because like if people are excited about your event, that's what you want as a CEO, as a company. So I would rather play it. If I was them, I would have canceled the demo. I would have said, we have 5 days. Let's set up an event as soon as possible. All hands on deck. Let's make this happen. We'll go live on YouTube. Even if it's not, live in some stadium, we can do it live from the headquarters. Let's just make sure this event is good. And let's actually try to fulfill the promise of shocking the world if that's what people feel. Because perception is reality at the end of the day. And sadly, that's not what happened from the presentation perspective. That is not what happened from a presentation perspective. Here is the stock right now for PayPal. So we're at 61.16, recovering a little bit, down 2.97%. I do think the sell-off is ridiculous. I don't think the sell-off is warranted. Tesla, 181, down 12% on the day. It hit 180.06, so Tesla selling off. But PayPal 61, it was at 65. I mean, 2% down is a typical day in PayPal. 5% down was a little bit more aggressive. So happy to see it getting eaten up on that dip because it probably didn't deserve to fall 5%. But I don't think it deserved to be up 5% either. I mean, the presentation was lacking. And now the problem is if the numbers don't show all of these innovative platforms leading to growth, then there's no share appreciation just on the sheer presentation. Like Apple will get, their stock will go up when they announce the Vision Pro because people are so excited. I'm not saying PayPal has to announce the Vision Pro, but if they made it cooler, I think investors maybe would have been a little bit more excited. All right. That's it. That's all we got. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We had a bunch of people join on Twitter for the first time. So thank you all. If you are here on Twitter, if you are on this, if you found this live stream somehow, please make sure to follow on Twitter. And if you're on YouTube, please make sure to like and subscribe. It means the absolute world to me. And yeah, this was fun. This was cool. I don't know if we're going to do a market close today, guys, because we just did this event. Maybe we'll do a market close at 3:45. So we'll see. I mean, I might be live. I might be not today because we just did this event. So I don't know if people really want to market close after that. But this was the biggest event of the day. So, I mean, that's really all there was to talk about. I will be doing a new podcast today with my guy, Jose, at 6 o'clock. We're going to be discussing, it's a semiconductor podcast. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe, check that out at 6 p.m. See if you enjoy it. We're going to be talking about NVIDIA. Intel has earnings, AMD, Dojo versus NVIDIA, because Elon had some interesting comments about Dojo yesterday. So we're going to be talking about that. So if you're interested in all things semiconductors, that is a new weekly podcast we're starting with me and Jose. Jose is a guy who has owned NVIDIA for the past 5 years, and we'll be discussing that today at 6 p.m. and keeping it going from there. So we'll do that one. Thank you all for joining. And also, if you're on my Twitter, Sawyer Merritt, this dude, let me show you guys this real quick. This guy tried to come for my neck this morning, dude. I feel like I want to make a whole video about this, but I'll probably just talk about it tomorrow. So this guy, this like self-proclaimed Tesla evangelist on Twitter. This dude has 610,000 followers, and he quote tweeted my tweet yesterday where I said, dude, WTF, Elon Musk just said Dojo is a long shot and has a low probability of success. And he quote tweeted it by saying, Elon Musk on the earnings call a year ago, I'd look at Dojo as a long shot bet, but if it's a long shot bet that pays off, it will pay off in a very big way. It's a bet worth making. He tried to quote tweet and dunk on me. He tried to dunk on me, okay? He tried to go LeBron on me. And the problem is, I'm not Terry Brown. Is that the guy that LeBron dunked on in the game 5 in the Celtics in 2011? Terry Brown, right? It's got to be Terry Brown. Did I get that right? Did my memory get that right? Terry Brown, NBA? I think I got that right. I might have got that wrong. I'm sorry. But I'm not him, okay? I'm going to fight back. Let me just break down why this was stupid and why he's wrong and why anyone who thinks he's right is also wrong as well. Okay, so Sawyer's like, look, Elon has said that Dojo has a low probability before, so your need to be shocked yesterday, is just like you're being hyperbolic of it. That's essentially what he implied. The reason why he is wrong about this, let's just talk about this real quick for those that care about Tesla, and then we'll go from Jason Terry. It was Jason Terry. Damn it, I said Terry Brown. It was Jason Terry. It was Jason Terry. Yes, I'm not Jason Terry. Okay, Sawyer Brown. I fight back. You showed a quote of Elon Musk basically saying Dojo was going to be hard to succeed from previous earnings calls, implying my argument that this is the first time we've ever heard this is incorrect. while it may be true, he has technically said this before, yesterday was the first time Elon has been sober and honest about the potential of Dojo not succeeding to the magnitude it has been touted to succeed. Sawyer's quote said Dojo is a long shot bet. That was it. Yesterday, Elon talked for 5 minutes about how the probability was low. Not saying it's just a long shot bet, not just saying it, oh, we'll see what happens. He was basically telling investors, don't get your hopes up. And if you read the transcript for those 5 minutes, you will see it was very sobering when he was like, look, we're going to still have to get a ton of, money off of it. We're still going to have to pay a ton to NVIDIA because we're likely not just going to be able to get rid of this. We're likely not going to be able to, replace NVIDIA with Dojo, which is the bulk thesis. You cannot reasonably tell me yesterday wasn't the first time investors heard an Elon that was much less confident about Dojo. In fact, someone with the highest price target on the street for Tesla based a huge part of his thesis, his bull case, on Dojo. So to me, this is Adam Jonas. It is absolutely ridiculous to assume that investors should not be shocked at Elon's tone and word choice when retail investors and evangelists like yourself, Sawyer, have explicitly pitched Dojo as a major selling point for a higher valuation that was not priced in, and institutional investors were factoring in Dojo as a huge component of their bull case. I mean, goodness gracious, guys, ARK Innovation has Dojo as a $20 trillion business in and of itself. So you can look up ARK's research for that. So you can't tell me that one of the most influential Tesla investors, that's like Kathy, that's spouting Dojo as this big thing yesterday. Oh, she was just like, oh no, Elon said Dojo wasn't going to succeed before. It's like, no, if he said he wasn't confident it would succeed, you wouldn't factor it into your entire valuation, assuming it would go to a $20 trillion business. That's ridiculous. I had a chat with 500 people yesterday. As soon as Elon said what he said, all of us commented in the chat, whoa, that's different. I mean, that woke us up from the slumber we were in for that burning earnings call at the end of the day. So to me, Sawyer tried to dunk. I dunked back, or I tried to dunk back. It's hard. You're a smaller account going up against a 600,000 pound gorilla. Definitely a lot of comments were like, oh, fuck this Mick guy. But still, dude, I think any Tesla investor that says yesterday wasn't shocking for Dojo, you're delusional, because it absolutely was shocking. Elon has never sounded that basically, sober is the best word I can get for the potential of Dojo. And today from 6 to 7, I'll be talking with an NVIDIA investor about Dojo, all the components of it, and why Tesla ultimately needs to use NVIDIA. Okay, that's it. That's it for me. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We'll see you guys later. PayPal stock right now, still at $60, $61, down 3%. We'll see where it goes from there, and we'll keep up with the PayPal story. He has a lot of followers. Any publicity is good publicity. D-Man Dustin, I agree. I agree as well. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.